Hello and good evening. This is your boy Von B and the noob avenger Elton. We're a little late, like about 30 minutes, 37, just a little bit.
Just a little.
Yeah. All right. Well, we just hold on. I gotta do a little bit of love, but not too
Well, there
much.
you go. Something
Yeah.
was
So,
missing.
all right. How are you doing, Big Elton?
I'm doing great. How's it going?
It's going fine. Still in the process of trying to figure out the format for this. But we're gonna talk a little Xbox news. The Hollywood blames the fans again, and Elon Musk becomes a trillionaire. And
Good
the
variety right there.
the amount of friggin' people who are freaking out about this, because it just shows you how much people do not understand how pretty much anything works. So it's lots of he can give this money to solve world hunger and blah blah blah, right?
Hmm.
And it's like no, because if you look into how these countries that have the worst problems are run, you can give them billions of dollars and it will go nowhere near the people.
Exactly.
So like throwing money at stuff, but that's kind of a liberal thing. They just throw money at it and somehow it'll fix itself. It's like that's not how that works, man. But all right, well, there is an act. Let's see. It's the Hollywood Reporter. In actuality, because every other damn like I was looking for articles on this, and every other one is they want you to sign up for something if you want to
Oh,
read the rest of the article.
oh my gosh! All the newspapers are like that. The newspaper websites.
Yeah, it's like screw you,
Yeah.
dude. Like again, it's not how any of that works. Like I'm not. If you wanted people to pay for stuff when you first started doing these things, that's what you should have done because people would have paid for it then.
Then yeah, they're not gonna pay for it when they've been receiving it for free.
Right. So, but if you initiate it, if all the corporation decided like at the jump, though, we're going to charge a little bit, we're going to do like what Apple did with iTunes. Like, we're going to charge
Hmm.
a little bit.
Remember that?
Yeah. And you get people used to a thing, but no, you wanted to post your article up on the internet. I'm like, okay, that's great.
Like
But
here's a paywall.
right, yeah, all of a sudden there's a paywall. I was like, yeah, no. There are too many ways to get the information. Yeah, there's too many ways to get the information that All right, so you are aware how this came about, right?
uh.
Yeah, him becoming so well. He was already super rich, stupid rich. I
Oh
think he's
yeah,
like
yeah.
600 and something, and that's just boosted that. I forgot what I heard what IPO stands for like multiple times today, and I because I'm old, I completely forgot. I
I
think it's like
believe it's initial
initial.
public offering.
There you go.
I
See,
think.
look, you're young.
Yeah.
You're younger than me.
Yeah. I feel young again.
Yep. So he put it. He gave everybody like options to buy into the company. I had wanted to do it, but didn't have any money. So it's one of these things where you run into that a lot when you work for other people. Especially like nowadays, how everything is. It's like you got enough money for this and for that, but anything extra is just like almost impossible. So yeah, I wanted to buy at least a few shares, not a lot, and kind of build up from there.
Hmm.
Eh, Man, somebody at work was like, "Well, you got to start investing." I'm like, "Yeah, you need investing money."
Yeah. Yeah. If you're lucky enough to just have like a few like tens of thousands just like sitting there.
Yeah, and that's great, but It's either like, all right, I need to go buy groceries or buy a stock. So like
Exactly.
groceries, stock, groceries, stock. Yeah, I had to
Let me
go with
think
the
about
groceries.
it one more time.
Yeah, I had to go with the groceries. So it sucks, but kind of how it is. And I was looking at like some people who were going on and on about like some people were saying how we're not in a recession because people are just spending money on all kind of stuff, and some people was like just melting down about how hard everything is. And from what I noticed about the people who were melting down about how hard everything is, they had the nose ring and covered in like just multiple tattoos all over the place. It's like from first glance, I may be wrong, but you look like you make a lot of bad decisions in life. So I can kind of see where you are at where you're at. But, you know, people complain about the prices for the Knicks game, yet stadium was packed.
True.
Yeah. Bunch of New Yorkers complaining about, too much money, blah, blah, blah. There seemed to be a suspicious amount of New York fans at the Spurs games. So a lot of people are doing like
There's a lot of them, like, yeah, pretty sizable.
right. So there's
Considering the cost of travel and the game ticket.
yeah. So life is not as bad as people think, and could be better. It's like supposedly there's a full blown race war that nobody knows about going on.
Oh, joy.
Oh yeah. Uh some folks are trying to boycott Asian stores and want to leave and like
Oh,
go back to Africa, I guess. I don't know.
heard that
And
in like Atlanta, right?
I'm like, hey, bye bye. Go knock yourself out. I can't protest because I got a job. So yeah, you can fight amongst each other about stuff that don't actually affect me. To be honest, it's like I don't
I
live in this.
remember there were some comments that said like, "Oh, if you don't want to support Asian businesses, don't buy anything made in China."
Pretty much. So I don't know. I was talking with somebody at work today, like one of the residents, and about how bad everything kind of is. I'm like, everything is bad because you're paying too much attention to the internet. Nobody in real life is talking about any of this stuff. They're talking about how gas prices are high. And given what the news that happened today with Iran, gas dropped like $7 a barrel or something like that.
I heard.
Yeah. So that's going to be taken care of at some point. It's just going to go down because the only reason it was up was because of oil speculators. And yeah. So I don't know. But let's look at this article. Let's see what they say about this. CEO of SpaceX, but also as a number of other companies, include Tesla, whose plans are grandiose. SpaceX told investors, we believe that we have identified the largest actionable total addressable market, TAM, in human history. His ambitions that touch the media, telecom, and entertainment space are real. Now he has more wealth than any other person on the planet and beyond to execute on that. I, I think they've been more. I think some of when you look at the totality of those sheiks and whatnot, I think they're in the trillions. It's just that it's spread amongst a lot of people in their family.
Oh,
Yeah. So
dang,
I guess,
trillions though, even amongst the family. I mean, that's a big
bruh,
amount. I'm thinking like billions. Well, they
no,
are.
the
There's really a lot
Saudis,
of them, and they are
yeah,
really
like the
really rich.
right, the Saudis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they got a little bit of money. I think if you go back in history, you look at some of them kings, like if you put them in today's dollars, they were like super rich too. So I don't know. This is the first official trillionaire.
Yeah.
Yeah. So someone I don't know, it was CNN or whatever, they said that if Elon Musk spent $1 million a day, it would take him like it was either 300 or 3,000. I can't remember which one it was to spend all that money.
Oof, gosh.
Yeah, and at some point, dude, it just becomes like monopoly money, and because it's not actual money, it's just more. It's how much all his stock out in the various companies that he has are doing. So it is boost your network up. Kind of like how your
Right.
net, yeah. If you own a million, like $1 million house, you have $1 million asset. Technically, you are a millionaire by your net worth because one, like you have $1 million asset, and that's
Oh,
kind of how
yeah.
they work.
Yeah,
That's how
true,
that
true. It's not
right.
like you have, like, the $1,000,000, like, on hand.
Right, but
Yeah.
all the people who are yelling and screaming online, essentially that's what they think. And it's like, dude, it's getting harder and harder to pay these people any mind, you know, because it's like, bro, that's not how this works. And no, if I give you this amount of money, if you don't know what to do with it, it doesn't really matter because you'll blow it. You'll buy every goofy thing that you've ever wanted, and then you'll be broke again. And that's the reason why, like, so many sports folks, because they came from nothing and no one actually taught them how to
Manage
maintain
money.
wealth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they go and they go buy 15 cars. They go buy like moms and brothers and everybody big old houses. It's like, okay, can any of these people afford the property tax? And if they can't, and you want them to keep those houses, you're going to be paying the property tax. And that will build up after a while.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Right. So, but people don't know any of that stuff. They don't know, like, unless you have a large household of people, you do not need that many rooms or bathrooms. It sounds good on paper, but it's upkeep that comes with all of that. People don't know that. So,
Yeah, people don't think about that.
yeah. So, most of the people who are complaining and all that are people who don't actually build anything. Let's see. Is growing player in the broadband internet through a Starlink service. Yeah, I think they're doing a lot of airplanes now. When you're going across the ocean,
Uh-huh.
yeah, because they cannot do like 5G in the middle of the Pacific.
Mhm.
So you would normally lose access to the internet once you cross a certain point in the ocean. And if everything is connected to connected to satellites, then that's not a problem.
Oh.
Yeah. I think I don't know. It would have to. I would have to like. I've heard that Starlink is good, but like nothing kind of beats like a wired connection though, because you get better protection from different things, and you can go a further distance through fiber and all that if it's buried. So you don't worry about like uh you know various natural things. So, do you know anybody who has a star who uses Starlink?
I don't.
Yeah, like think I saw it was this dude was in a middle of some national park or something, like on a cliff somewhere watching something on the internet, like YouTube or something. Because he was pretty far away from any towers. The fact that it still worked. So I don't know. It just kind of goes into the minutia, whatever. And it's like complaining about him, I guess, being a culture warrior, criticizing Christopher Nolan, and throwing his 2 cents with everything. And basically, he had FU money before. Now his FU money has FU money. So what the Hank Azaria is bothered by Taylor Swift's appearance at the Knicks game. Like, why? You only see the A plus list down at the bottom. Everybody else is stuck wherever this. That's how it works.
Got courtside seats.
Yeah, he wasn't happy. Got courtside seats. All right, because you couldn't get them.
I know, I didn't get that.
Yeah, it was crazy down there, celebrity wide. Blah 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 blah. I'll tell you the one that bothered me with Taylor Swift. I know she's the hugest thing in the world, but we had to sit with her all through the NFL as a Grammy winner's gauge to camp. Okay, and now
Oh.
she's a garden. Come on, it's not that I question why get the seat. I'm just tired of the whole Taylor sports. Continue before adding, it's ridiculous. She got 3 courtside seats as all right, Alana and Esther, whoever the hell these people are. I saw if it's the women that I guess she was with, them chicks got like no ass, like nothing. Bro, it's like if you dropped like water down the top of her neck, it'll fall right on the floor and won't hit nothing. And then she had like on tight pants. I'm like, bro, do you not see your lack of ass? Like washing board.
They have
Okay.
probably lots of money.
Yeah, so she still got no ass.
That doesn't change that.
That don't change shit. I can't spend none of her money, so what? So why would I care? You don't know that the garden you're gonna get in until that day. If you're Ben Stiller, Tracy Morgan, I think Spike actually pays for his tickets, so they don't let you know. So he's just complaining. He didn't get those tickets. I'm like, but that thing got me good seats, yada yada yada. So scattered throughout the. Yeah, seems to be a lot of complaining. Everybody's complaining about why. Don't worry about nobody else. Worry about your own stuff. So I was just curious. I'm like, what the hell? Like, why is he complaining? Like, as far as I know, she kind of views the world through his goofy lens. So I'm like, why you can't complain about that? Like, it was complaining about Trump, and half the audience booed, half the audience cheered. Like, okay, I don't care so much, but all right. So there was an article. There's actually 2 things I saw. Yes, okay. Find it. Oh, this is something that you might find interesting. Do you remember the movie The Fugitive with Harrison Ford?
Yeah.
All right, check this out. Zendaya rumored to have been offered lead role in planned remake. So I guess the husband is going to be Tom Holland.
Wow,
Why would
he's in everything,
yeah?
if that comes true.
Why would anybody want to see that? It's like seriously. Even if it wasn't Zendaya, it's just this woman. Like, why would anybody want to see that? Action is, especially now when all of these movies are failing. All of these chick run action type things, more than likely they'll gender swap everything. So she'll be a female doctor whose husband gets murdered or whatever. And then the person chasing her will be a female FBI agent with their with their either gay or black freaking person on their team running around chasing them.
Oh my
And then
gosh, that's gonna be crazy. That was a good movie too.
right, so they keep like redoing, and it's bad enough that it's a remake. People tired. Like I know I'm
Yeah,
tired, and
people
other
are tired
people are
of
tired.
remakes.
Right. So David Keith is a more to direct. Fugitive began in the
He was a doctor,
'60s.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, I
Zendaya is fast becoming the most prolific and highly sought after young actors in Hollywood. Addition to reprising the role of MJ in Brand New Day, she returned as Chani in Denise Villeneuve Dune Part 3 and played the goddess Athena. And like how none of these things she did anything. They could have casted anybody in any of these parts, and it wouldn't have made no difference. Like her Chinese was like it would basically Zendaya being Zendaya, I guess. So she didn't bring anything to the part that just made me go, "Ooh, wow! I'm blown away by this acting performance." So, I am during interviews and it's revealed that she looks at opportunities that will allow her to challenge herself as an actress. You do the exact same thing in every movie. So what acting are you talking about? I'm drawn to complicated characters who I have to earn the audience empathy and trust for. You play the exact same character in everything. A jaded Gen Z with a sarcastic attitude. It's literally the only thing that she plays. Now, if I can figure out how to play a sarcastic person in everything that I do, and I basically just playing myself, so more power to you. You haven't watched an ounce of that, so I don't care about that. Dune, trip. I going to Iceland for the Odyssey. I don't know why she's in that. They should have just hired all Greek people to because it's a Greek story, but that's just me.
That movie hasn't come out yet, huh?
Dude, that's just gonna die. It's like
Oh, I can't wait to like see how like the people just like review bomb it.
no, I think like what I think people are expecting it to make a lot of money, and it could be possible that it does that just because it's Christopher Nolan. But people are so tired of all of this nonsense, right? I personally don't like. I don't think it's gonna do that great.
I don't think so either. I was kind of surprised to hear. Well, I mean, I guess it did decent, but He-Man when that came out, I think
Mhm,
that was number one, and then Disclosure Day did pretty well too.
mhm.
But I don't know how long that will be.
Mm, I
'Cause
don't
I
know,
heard
dude.
Disclosure Day is like really cookie cutter, you know, sci-fi movie.
Yeah, and one of the reviews I heard that I guess he was trying to because he's getting old, so he's trying to have his movies speak to the public. It just the what it spoke to was that it's boring.
Yeah, that's what I heard. It
Yeah,
looked
so
cool from the trailers, but it's like, oh, yeah, I heard it was kind of lame.
yeah, lots of whatever. All right, so all right, here we go. Hollywood is continuing to do the trend is like blaming the customers for their failures.
Hmm.
So yeah, all right. The fans are too toxic, too racist, too online, too male, too broad, not broad enough. Cosmic Book News has documented spanning extensive for years across Star Wars, DC, Marvel, blah blah blah. And a veteran insider's put a name to it. Longtime Stargate producer Joe Malozzi, standing in the rare opposite side of this quote, recently argued that genre executives hold fans in contempt, routinely underestimating their power to make or break a show. His diagnosis of why it keeps happening, though, is the through line connecting every story below. Executives dismiss the data, repeating the same miscalculations time and again. Plays too much stock in algorithms. Don't that sound familiar? Just like, bro, just like the analytics in sports. That's why everybody chucking up threes because apparently you have the potential to make more points if you just shoot nothing but threes. And you need six point guards now. But we just have the finals and Jalen Brunson, who is 6'1". Like they couldn't stop him. Even though it what's weird about it is he one of those he does stuff. It looked like he's just not having a great game, and then the game he didn't score 30, 36,
Yeah,
40.
I know.
Like But all that stuff is the same thing. It's just a bunch of people who never actually done the thing trying to figure out a pattern for stuff. It's like sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. And you just kind of work with that. Too much talking. Algorithm chase influencer follower accounts over actual viewers and fundamentally don't understand genre, much less fandom. Pattern. All right. So part of the reason for this is they were supposed to be a new Stargate show. All right. So Amazon, who owns MGM, has the rights to Stargate. They they got up to almost filming and they canceled it because it was too much geared towards the fans. So they didn't feel that it had broad enough appeal.
Oh,
Reality is, if you try to appeal to everyone, you will appeal to no one.
time and time and time again.
Yeah, and they just do this over and over and over again. And all right, all right. So then we got a Mandalorian guy in a Mandalorian blasts toxic fans, claims it's our Star Wars while defending Disney box office disaster. Disney's ongoing struggle to reconnect with Star Wars audiences sparked another debate between creators and fans. This time involving Brandon Wayne, whoever the hell that is, one of the actors who physically portrayed Din Djarin in the Mandalorian. I guess, like, okay. After accusing some songs of being toxic while also attempting to downplay concerns surrounding the disappointing theatrical performance of The Mandalorian. How do you downplay that? It got beat by two dudes who make YouTube videos.
How do you downplay that?
Like, seriously, you're Star Wars, dude. If you would have told me 12 years ago that on Star Wars would get beat by two dudes who make YouTube videos,
I would think you're crazy.
pretty much. All right, he's from what the hell? Okay. I don't know what is a slot machine going on here. Criticism after accusing the starts being toxic, blah, blah, blah. His remarks have reignited a conversation that's become increasingly common in modern entertainment. Are fans unfairly attacking franchises they once loved, or are the studios refusing to listen to when audience reject creative decisions? During an interview, blah, 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 blah. He argued that Star Wars fan base have become overly invested in claiming ownership of the franchise and become rooting against projects they did dislike. Interesting to see people who are pulling against the franchise they love just because of the ownership. It can be 100% toxic in the Star Wars world. And delivered the comment that has generated the most discussion online. It's to be present. It's to be present and watch. If you don't connect, cool. But we don't need to hear how bad you are and that they ruin your Star Wars. They didn't ruin your Star Wars. It's our Star Wars. No, no, it's not. You slid your butt in, decided to change stuff. The customer base doesn't like the stuff that you changed, and then you're just insisting that they supposed to when they don't want to. So it could be your, like, yeah, it's yours now. You can't sell it, so it doesn't matter. Like, I don't understand the philosophy behind it. Well, no, like the more and more I like, because of reading all these books about how the brain thinks and why these people think the way that they do, right?
Mhm.
Part of the reason for that is, remember I used to tell you about how your brain can, like, because your brain is actually in a box and it can't view the outside world. So your version of reality will be slightly different from every other people's because it is doing it based off of what your eyes are telling it, your ears are telling that, and all this other stuff, and your past experiences have shaped how you see the world. So when you're asking people to change stuff, it's very hard because you're asking them to change their complete worldview, and they can. It takes a lot for that to happen. So This dude lives in a bubble of people who think exactly like he does. All right. So from his point of view, his what he's saying is correct. Is the people should like this because this is the proper thing. This is how things should properly be, right? Reality is the people don't, and you can't make people like the stuff that you're doing. You can just present it to them, and if they like it, that's great. If they don't, that's what it is. But because of the amount of people surrounding you who think and see the world exactly like you do, from your point of view, this is what reality is. And then so it's just some person on the outside of that who doesn't exist in your bubble telling you no is actually this. So that is part of the reason why it's so hard for people to let go of these things. All right. Looking at it like the thing I was telling you earlier about people are saying that, how bad everything is and they can't find jobs. And you're looking at the person who's talking, they got two rings here, a ring here, and rings here, and purple hair and shaved one side, and there's just tattoos all over the place. And they cannot understand why they can't find a job. So like it's like they seriously, it just can't, it boggles the mind that from their point of view, it's like because they think that because they've probably been told most of their life that you can just be you and everybody's going to accept you. Like, no, that's not how it works.
Then
Like you can,
reality hits.
right, but they choose to deny reality. That's the problem. So they're denying reality. Like, look, man, you trying to get this job at this uh like coffee place. You're representing this business, and if you got face tattoos and whatever, they don't want that to represent their business. So you may have the greatest resume or whatever, and you could be the best coffee maker in the world, and you hear it a lot, just like, yeah, like everything seems fine, but I just never quite get the job. Yeah,
It's a good Christmas gift to get them a mirror.
no, from again, no, dude, again, from their point of view, is the correct one. It takes a lot to be able to sit back and realize that maybe your opinion may or may not be not necessarily the incorrect or correct one, but it's not the dominant one. I've had conversations like that where I'm like, bro, just because you like this thing, that don't necessarily mean like everybody else will. And I told you about like one of the conversations I had with a friend of mine about it was pirates versus ninjas, and he couldn't understand why people like pirates. Like, it doesn't matter if you what you think about that. This other person likes pirates. That's it. It's as simple as that. They have the polar opposite viewpoint of you.
Yeah.
You could think it's illogical, and at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. That's what they
Yeah.
believe. Stupid or like okay, but that's what they believe, and so it's like you're trying to argue with all this other stuff, and they just don't see it. The backlash against Wayne's comments quickly spread across social media, where media argued that the problem is not Star Wars itself, but the quality of specific projects. Supporters if you frequently point to Andor, which earned praise from both critics and audiences. Yeah, but not enough audiences to make it successful. This was Jedi video game series developed by Respawn Entertainment. These projects were embraced by much of the same fan base, being accused of toxicity. Uh, Touched by Disney, beloved Star Wars fans. This takes Star Wars fans being toxic is always by people who do not understand why they are upset and want to shift the responsibility so that they can excuse making awful movies and shows. Yeah, because it's never my fault. Yeah, we came in and we changed all of your stuff. Don't understand why you hate it. Like the late the chick who played She-Hulk, and from like man, they just don't like female characters. I'm like, no, you completely destroyed She-Hulk. You don't understand She-Hulk. So you made something that not aligned with the character. The character is very popular amongst the fan base, but you made something that doesn't align with that. Like
Th-
case in point. Hmm?
gonna say, yeah, there's like a big disconnect from what like people like, yeah, like what you said earlier, from what people believe and what reality is.
Yeah. There's a line in She-Hulk when she's having a conversation with Bruce about how rough like life being a woman is and blah blah blah, and he wouldn't understand. Right. If you understood anything about, and apparently the person who wrote this and the people who like who wrote this thing doesn't understand the history of Hulk. Abused by his dad, watched his dad kill his mom. Uh he managed to get through all of that. He's working on this gamma thing. He goes out and he rescues his kid who just joyriding or whatever, gets turned into this creature who gets hunted by every place he goes. He has to hold and maintain his temper no matter what happens to him, even though he's dealing with all this emotional trauma in his head. Because if he doesn't, he'll flip out and maybe destroy the entire city or whatever. He's tried to commit suicide multiple times, and that doesn't work because before anything happens, he turns into the Hulk, right? His the love of his life's dad hates him and chases him around and tries to kill him and capture him. And he can't be with the woman he loves because he's afraid that he'll flip out and turn into the Hulk and may off her or something. His cousin would know all of that and would never, ever say what she said to him. Never, never. And once that scene happened, them is like, you have no idea about any of these characters. Like none, nothing. Because that would never happen. Because and the way you wrote it, where he just took it, I'm like, bro. And then you see that over and over and over and over again. Well, the person who wrote something doesn't understand the thing that they're writing about. There's like a new Marvel comic where, and this is shows you how dumb Marvel is. Marvel has a comic like has Doomsday coming out, Doctor Doom, blah blah blah. They killed Doctor Doom off in the comics right now, so Doctor Doom is not alive in the comic books right now. Even though at the end of the year, a movie coming out that is all about Doctor Doom. So that's stupid. And it has like the Red Hulk, which is General Ross, right? So General Ross is talking. He took over Latvernia, and he's gonna spread like American version of democracy, and he keeps talking about democracy, democracy, democracy. And I'm like looking at this, and I'm like, we don't live in a democracy. America's not a democracy. Whoever wrote this don't seem to understand that we're a constitutional republic with some democratic elements, but we're not a democracy. A democracy is two wolves and a sheep deciding what's for dinner. They usually fail because of that, because you get enough people who want free stuff and they vote for free stuff, and it all causes your entire friggin' civilization to go tits up because it is you get way too many people who want the free stuff, which is kind of like our problem and a bunch of other countries' problems right now. The people who like they want the free stuff. So let's see. Despite the win, defended look Dave Filoni argued that focus on opening weekend numbers misses the bigger picture. He understands that it's not about did we open well against Solo or whatever it was. He said discussing Dave Filoni's long-term vision of the franchise. Of course, feels opening weekend, blah blah blah. We're amazing because we didn't have the budget of those movies and we still did something. Yeah, you failed. This is a person who's spending other people's money. It's like, you know who cares about the opening weekend? The people who spend the money, whose money you spent. They care about the opening weekend. You don't make money, opening weekend means nobody came to see your project. That's what that means. Just I don't like these
Yeah,
people are
it
ridiculous.
it's crazy how like he's still missing the point.
Yeah, no, but that goes back to what I was saying. He lives in a bubble where I should be able to just make whatever I want and blah 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 and change all that stuff because it's inclusive and this that and the other. I'm like, well, your customers don't want it. Like, and then you go, well, it shouldn't be about that, but it is. It's like when women get mad because men care about body count. Well, they shouldn't. It doesn't matter that you think it shouldn't. We do. So doesn't matter. Like there's a lot of stuff in the world that you can think is one way or the other, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you think. This is what reality is. So just like Hank Azaria getting mad because a person who's more famous than him got better tickets. That's how it works. The guy, dude, you think there's enough friggin' Knicks fans who are probably a little annoyed that Timothy Chalamet gets to not only gets to go onto the court afterwards and take pictures with with the players. Like a couple of them was actually in the locker room when they were celebrating, celebrating winning the championship. So they're getting spritzed on with alcohol and all that, and having the time of their life. And you know how you get to do that? You work really, 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 really hard to become a super duper success at something where you're recognizable and you get those perks. But that's what comes with that. You
That's
think,
pretty
yeah,
crazy. Yeah.
nah. And it's like, well, there's not for I'm like, okay, that's how it works. All right. So this is another one in that vein. These all right. Star Trek actor Anderson Mount calls Christian journalist white fragility over SBC Marxism warning. He texts Christians and conservatives on social media, watches the backlash build, and then either deletes the post, apologizes, and double down. He did both last December when he mocked Christmas as a pagan festival. Technically, it is. And then quietly walked it back. This week, he did neither. He picked a fight with Christian journalists, dropped a white fragility accusation, and then bragged about getting blocked all 6 weeks before Strange New World. I do not, this is what I do not understand. Guilty white people. You didn't do nothing. You're 40 years old, maybe 50. All right. By the time you were born, all of that stuff that people keep yelling about was done. You had nothing to do with any of that. Nothing. But you keep like dismissing white people when you're a white guy, like a really white guy. You're like a really white dude. And you keep talking about white fragility. I'm like, what is wrong with you? But he lives in a bubble of guilty white people who are just I don't know what they're guilty about. Da, da, da. Okay. During a June 2020 panel discussing the title Help Me Understand an Authentic Conversation on Race, Social Justice, and the Gospel, Pastor Riley Rice enlisted several local pastors and deacons from Calvary Church of Clearwater, Florida, to address nationwide discussion of blah, blah, blah. Except none of these things actually happen. I'll give my take on who is the best man to lead the SBC, blah, blah, blah. And you have provided the example of white fragility. Congratulations. Yeah, F you, dude. You because you said this, you don't become some savior in my eyeballs. All right. Uh him like this, I don't know why this is a discussion in church anyway. So this the only person of these three white people who in this conversation that seems to have any kind of sense or whatever is the dude in the middle. Like this is not a appropriate discussion because once again, you are not old enough to have done anything to be guilty about. Like nothing. So F you and F you. Seriously. Like uh he created a all right, this coward just blocked me, incapable of standing an intellect of an actor, apparently part of the chorus. Apparently, for someone who throws around accusation, cultural Marxism and Maoism, he must think that makes him sound smart. Idiot. No, you don't want to deal with your bullshit. And that's basically where we're at in terms of they spot off nonsense and they just don't want to, I don't want to deal with you. It's kind of, and it's partially where I'm at for a lot of stuff. It's like, dude, you can have your opinion, knock yourself out. Just leave me alone. You know, like your opinion is going to be wrong because again, you live in a giant bubble. Oh, you know the funny thing is about with the World Cup going on, right?
Mhm.
So you got all these people from Europe, and they're because of where the places are located at. They put the stadium like the different rounds are in like southern states now, right? It's in Dallas and South Carolina, that kind of stuff, right? So you got all these people from Europe. They're just in love with all this American stuff. And
Oh,
like they're all shocked.
I think
I'm
I
like,
heard about that, like, they discovered ranch or something.
right,
Ranch dressing.
because the people who live on the coast, they only talk about the coast. They just everything else in the middle they call flyover country. So people in Europe, they just see the stuff on the coast. I'm like, well, LA and New York are shit. Like seriously. Like, yeah, they may have some cultural elements to them or whatever, but for the most part, it's like, no, that's not America. America is the stuff in the middle. So yeah, so now they discover Ranch and Waffle House and Bucky's, and it's like, what the hell? Like, yeah, this is
America is great.
right. This is what America is. That flashy stuff you see on television and all that. Kind of like when that TV show Melrose Place was on, and I'm sitting in Louisiana looking at this show like, yeah, I've been on Melrose Place. It don't look like this.
It does not look like
Like, no, Heather Locklear. There ain't no Heather Locklear type people walking around Melrose Place because it's all a facade. And Anderson Mount, that dude lives in the facade. We're gonna showcase a movie at Ramen Chinese Theater, and we're gonna get rid of all the homeless people, clean all the streets up, clean all the seats on the inside, and then we're gonna come in when everything is nice and shiny and have our premiere on the red carpet. And once we're done, we're gonna leave, and all the homeless people are gonna come back, and the smelly Spider-Man and the smelly Superman who's out there, the pee smell is gonna be back, and because it's a facade. He lives in a facade. Man, like, all right. And don't get me started on Dave Filoni, who loves his own stuff. There's a picture of Obi-Wan Kenobi delivering Luke and Leia, and Ahsoka's like in the background.
Well, it sounds like, right up your alley.
Yeah, it's just like he loves his stuff that he does. So he puts it in everything. All right, so we're gonna close this out. I know you're not the biggest gamer, but this you should find this at least a little bit interesting. All right. So this chick right here, that is a new CEO of Xbox.
Oh, okay.
All right. So she's doing a bunch of stuff that the fan base actually really likes. She lowered the price on Game Pass. She got rid of Copilot out of because people are not really feeling the AI and everything thing yet, right?
Mhm.
So, which is funny considering how she and the people that she brought with her all came from the AI division at Microsoft. So the fact that she got rid of Copilot is actually pretty interesting. So she confirms a 3% margin expected for the business this fiscal year, which sounds terrible, but these companies tend to make way less money than people think. Said not too long ago, Xbox pivoted to a multi-platform strategy in an attempt to push the brand forward. That came following concerning revenue figures for the business, which is held back by poor hardware sales, underperforming first-party releases, and more. Yeah, if you make woke garbage, then people aren't going to buy it. If you don't make enough games, people aren't going to buy your hardware.
Who
How
would have
this work?
guessed?
Yeah, and like they never mention none of that stuff. It's like, bro, no, like they got this game called Returnal or whatever, and it's like a rogue game. Basically you play the same maps over and over again, but what happens is slightly different, and you try to go as far as you can go. But every time you eventually die, you get experience points so you can make yourself stronger so you can go further, right? Uh, so this game got a lot of hype. I couldn't play it because the main character is not that attractive, and I didn't feel like looking at that. For, like I was already kind of tired of those types of games in the first place, but that didn't help. Right. And Western gaming companies, for whatever reason, keep making uh making all their female characters oogly. That I don't understand. Okay. Last ever. Okay. Yeah, they wanted to bring Halo and Forza to PlayStation, which is crazy because Forza was created to be their version of Gran Turismo, and PlayStation already has Gran Turismo. So okay. However, the new statement from CEO Asha Sharma confirms that this push did little to help Xbox's profit margins. No shit, because people want like exclusives matter. That's the biggest thing about Nintendo is people buy Nintendo products to play Nintendo games.
Right.
Yeah, you don't necessarily like. I guess the newer system you'll be able to play more third party games, but the older systems weren't powerful enough to play almost any third party games. And if they did, it was a bastardized version of the game.
Of
So
said
people,
game, yeah.
right? So people didn't actually they didn't actually play it, right? So you bought it for the exclusives, and it was the same thing for the PlayStation 3. It was exclusive. Same thing for the Xbox 360. It was exclusive. Yeah, because people like the Xbox 360 so much, they did more third party games on it than the other systems did. But still, it was because this is the only place I can play Halo. This is the only place I can play this game. Yada yada yada. So, 1 billion players chose to play an Xbox in their games each year for a total of 72 billion hours across console, PC, mobile, and streaming. Okay. And excluding Monster of China and other properties, our franchises are also amongst the largest and most beloved globally and now breaking records in TV and film. Going forward, our competition is attention. There are more great games, TV series, franchises, creators, content formats, apps, etc. than ever before, which is true. We will end this fiscal year at about 3% accountability margin down year over year, excluding Activision Blizzard King over the past 5 years. We have spent over 20 billion on ongoing investments in our content platform and hardware subsidy, but our annual revenue has declined nearly half a billion during that time. Going forward, this cannot continue. Makes sense, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
She also states the Xbox annual revenue has declined nearly half a billion over the last 5 years. Has made a whopping 16 billion in revenue so far, suggesting the company's costs are holding it back from higher profit margins. Ultimately, these numbers suggest Xbox multi-platform push may not have had been worth it after all, especially due to potential damage to the brand itself, which is true. You pissed off your customer base, and it's amazing how you watch so many of these companies do the exact same thing over and over and over again. Piss off their customer base and then stand back in shock with the results after they do that. It's like, well, I don't know what you expected. What's what?
No, I'm just laughing. Yeah. It's
dude.
like
Like,
she's, explaining all the problems that were created.
right? So she's like, she comes in and she's looking around like, what the hell? I'm like, bro, like they was doing this thing where everything could be an Xbox. Like I guess that could be cool, I guess. But the problem with that is like you still need people to, you're a gaming company who sells hardware. So you still need people to buy your hardware. And if you make everything an Xbox, then you have trouble doing that. Like as far as PlayStation is concerned, my PlayStation is a glorified YouTube viewer. It's like a handful of games that I play. I haven't bought a new game in a long time because it's a lot of the same crap because they hire the same, just like in Hollywood and Hollywood books, comic books, like all this stuff. They all did the exact same thing. They all went DEI crazy. Hire people based off of like race and sexual preference and gender instead of meritocracy. Like who's the best at doing whatever this thing is you're trying to do, which they should have done, and they stopped doing it, and that's why everything sucks. It's like my mom told you that you can tell the difference between an Eastern game and a Western game by how attracted the females in the game are.
Yeah.
It's like I have zero clue why Western companies are doing what they're doing. It's crazy. Like I was somewhat not necessarily not 100% enjoying, but it didn't suck. Like there was a DLC for this is a game out on PlayStation. Horizon Zero Dawn. Right. So it was the second game and it was DLC for that. And I was playing it and I got to the point when I realized, and this is where I stopped, is I was on a lesbian date. I'm like, why am I on a lesbian? Like, I'm like, bro, I don't want to be on a lesbian date. Like, what is this? And the character, like, I didn't like the character because the character was very girl bossy. She like Aloy was how she was because of a whole bunch of stuff, right? One of which is she is the person who created the the genesis for all the robots on the planet, like on Earth. She is the clone of her. So all the stuff that she can do is based off the fact that she is the clone of like of that person. So she has access to things that most people don't. And then so there's an actual story reason why she can do the stuff that she can do. This other person can do all the same stuff that she can do. She just more ethnic. So she was the character was really annoying. And then I'm like, you put me on a lesbian date with this person. Like, I don't want to be on a I don't mind those elements being in the games, but I should have the option to whether or not I'm going to participate
Yeah,
in it.
yeah.
And what's crazy is like Mass Effect, yeah, you could be straight up gay dude and or lesbian and date like whoever you want. And they put in dialogue for all of that stuff. But you have to there's choices you make that leads up to that. So it's a conscious decision to go down that road. So you won't it's not like you'll just be playing it and then you'll magically pop up like the helmsman is hitting on you or whatever. Yeah, that doesn't happen. You have to actually consciously make these decisions that lead up to that particular point, which is how all this stuff should be. So that the people who have uh, uh, those thoughts or whatever, yeah, they can go down that road. I don't begrudge them. More power to you. But I don't need to go down that road. So you making a game that's forcing people to go down that particular road is like, bro, that's not cool. So I just cut it off. I ain't even finishing.
No, I don't blame you. I wouldn't have,
Yeah,
like, the
dude.
patience to, like, "Oh, wow, we're doing this again."
Right. And it's just it's this quest for normality. It's like you're not a large enough part of the population to have a large number of the population be okay with everything that you do. but that's pretty much for everything though. So it's like, yeah, uh, you can put the options in the game. Don't force anybody to go and do stuff that they don't necessarily want to do. So and so oh everything, all the systems or whatever getting super expensive because all the components that goes into the systems are getting more and more expensive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's like I think the PlayStation 6 is supposed to come out soon on in a few years, but they've raised the price of the PlayStation 5 so much where like if you get the Pro, it's like almost $1,000.
Gosh.
Yeah, it's like it's crazy, dude. So gaming is slowly turning into a rich man's
Ugh,
hobby,
yeah.
which sucks, but you can go buy these handheld emulators for like $100. I guess this one is like 200 and it holds thousands of old games. So you can have it's like everything else. I don't need to read new science fiction, so they can write whatever they want. I'm never going to read any of it because there are 100 years of science fiction, most of which I have not even seen nor read. So there's a plethora of stuff that I can read. So you knock yourself out. You can uh you can make stuff that sound like romance novels in space. You trying to sell that as a science fiction novel. Like no, it's a chick book with in space. That's about it. So you can do that. If you have a fan base for that, I applaud you. But don't get mad if you don't. And people have the tendency to get mad because the people don't. Just like the one of the articles I showed you today. He's mad because people don't like the stuff that you're doing. Yeah, that's kind of how it works. So I don't know. All right, that's enough chit chatting for today because I know you got to go to work tomorrow. I don't,
Oh,
but
joy.
hey, well, um, I would say that it can be worse, but you never know.
What
At
kind
least
of
you have a job.
blessings?
Hmm?
Yeah,
No, at least you have a job though, right?
yeah.
A lot of people can't say that, especially the multiple nose ring having chest tattooed, facial tattooed type, especially those. I don't know. All right. So, you have anything else to add to this wonderful discussion?
I do not.
All right. So, in the future, I am going to try more and more to whatever looks interesting to talk about. So, uh, and I know I've said that last week, and I'm still trying because, dude, there is literally nothing like in terms of TV shows. Like Spider-Man Noir is good actually. Uh, I need to get rid of the commercials on. And this is how Amazon is sneaky. They added the if you pay them, it's like a few bucks more, and you get no ads. Like, but I was paying you for no ads in the first place. So it's like trying to get 2 more bucks out of me. Like, just do what Hulu does. Just raise the damn price and say this is what it costs now. But I guess giving you the option because they actually make more money on the ads than they do on just a basic subscription. So that's partially why. Probably I ain't gonna say a definite, but I'm thinking that's why they did it the way that they did it. Kind of easing on in on you.
Sneak it in there.
Yeah. So all right. Well, on that note, this is Shelvon and Elton in the UN podcast. Still don't know what the UN stands for. I guess I'll figure it out one day.
One day.
All right. So later.
See ya.